everyone, and welcome to my channel. For everyone here, I am Carolyn. I am so excited that I get to film this video today because I'm sure you don't already know. I was recently accepted into the spring 2022 Disney College program. I have been waiting for this moment since I was like 7 years old, so I'm absolutely thrilled that I get to participate and that I get to film this video today. So I thought that because I was accepted within a week of applying, not even a week, I was accepted on, I applied on a Tuesday and I was accepted that Friday. So I thought that I might make a little video for all of you for, tips and tricks on how to apply to the college program and what that process from start to finish looks like. So let's get into it. All right, so before we get into this, I have some notes written here. So like if you see me looking down at those, that's what I'm looking at. I just wanted to make sure I had, dates and everything right. So applications this year went live on September 14th, which was a Tuesday, which was a little weird that they didn't go live on a Monday, but point is they went live on September 14th. I actually had a friend who had previously completed the college program and now she's TAing at UCF. So she got like the sneaky educator email that said applications would be going live before they officially announced it. So I knew about a week in advance that applications were actually coming out for the spring, which was a huge weight off. And that gave me time to really prepare my application. I'm not gonna lie, I have been preparing for this exact moment for like 3 years, pretty much. Like senior year of high school, I started preparing my Disney College program resume. So we're just gonna start off with a little bit of application secrets. You don't actually have to include your resume. Disney, on their Disney Jobs profile webpage, they have space for you to add your 3 most recent education experiences and your 5 most recent work experiences. So I only included my college that I'm attending. I didn't put high school or anything because I think it's kind of implied that if you're going to college, you have finished high school or high school equivalent. And I listed my major. Side note, your major has no bearing on whether or not you'll get in. The program is designed for any undergraduate student. The things you learn are transferable. They're not necessarily hospitality and tourism specific, unrelated. That's my major. But so I included my college education. I listed my major, my GPA, just kind of like basic things to prove that I was a college student. And then I listed all 5 work experiences. I specifically chose these experiences, A, because they were my most recent, and B, because they were very well suited for the Disney College program. I had previously interned at Hershey Park over the summer, so that was probably my biggest driving factor. That was probably the biggest one that helped me out. I worked attractions. It was a program very similar to the Disney College program. That being said, you do not need previous theme park attraction experience to be on the program. My friend that I previously mentioned had no theme park experience before being accepted. So I would just list your most guest-oriented roles. Notice I'll use the word guest, not customer. That's gonna be application tip number 1. In all your work experience, change the word customer to guest. Because at Disney, they're not customers, they're guests. The whole point of this work experience is to kind of bypass a computer. Once you first apply, there's a computer that screens your application. You don't see this computer, you don't have any influence over this computer, but there's a computer that reads over your application and basically looks for keywords. Big one being guest, as I previously mentioned. Another set of keywords that is not hidden in any way, this isn't some big secret, Disney publishes it everywhere, is they have the 5 keys of safety, show, oh, I know this, I've been preparing, safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. There we go. And last year they added the 5th one, inclusion. As naturally as you can, try to slip these words into your application. I probably had the word safety in my 5 jobs like 7 times, but I got bypassed by the computer 30 minutes after I applied. So, gotta use Disney keywords. With that being said, if you don't use keywords, recruiters will look over your application. However, your whole process will be speeded up if you get past that computer relatively quickly. So, I spent that week leading up to applications just finalizing everything. I had friends that had done the program look over my work experience to make sure that it looked like Disney, because I'm dying to do this program. So, morning of, I wake up at 8 a.m. I'm refreshing the computer, refreshing the computer, refreshing the computer. Nothing's there. The application didn't go live at like a normal time. It went live at like 10:23, which you think it'd go live at like 8, 8:30, 9, 9:30. You think it'd go off right on the dot. It did not. And it didn't go live on the Disney College Program webpage until about an hour later. It went live on the Disney Careers page before it went live on the Disney Programs page. So I was sitting refreshing the Disney Programs page when my TA friend texted me, oh my God, the applications are live. And I'm panicking because I can't see it. And she was like, it's on the Disney Careers page. So I raced over there. And because I filled out all the work experience and whatnot, I had 95% of my application ready to go. So that was valuable time that I didn't have to fill out. I could just hit the send button. With that application, it's not just your college and work experience. There are also supplementary questions like, are you willing to work on holidays and weekends? Yes. Yes, you are. If you say no, you will be automatically rejected. But it's Disney. Why wouldn't you be willing to work on holidays and weekends? And it's only for a 5 to 7 month approximately period. Another question that I remember is, have you ever lived independently before? Now, I'd actually previously spoken to a Disney recruiter, and she clarified that lived independently does not mean literally like had your own apartment all by yourself. It just means have you lived away from your parents. So college dorm counts, college apartment counts. Does not matter if you have roommates, you have lived on your own. So that's a question that kind of can trip people up a little bit. But after that, you submit your application. It's super fast. There you can view your application status. So there are 5 stages of a Disney application. There is application received, that's number 1, where your application has been submitted. There's application under review, which is your application has been submitted and it looks good, so we're looking into it more. There's in consideration. Now for the Disney College Program, you bypass under review and you go straight to in consideration. If you get to in consideration, you will be asked to take the web-based interview. Now this web-based interview can kind of scare a lot of people. I promise it's not bad. My nerves were going crazy when I got the email that I had been invited to take a web-based interview. I got that email about an hour after I submitted my initial application. With that being said, it's no guarantee that you will get yours an hour after you submit your application. That is based on the keywords that we talked about earlier. Jumping from application to receive to in consideration is about the computer reading those keywords or a recruiter manually moving you. It's faster with the computer way, but recruiters do move you. So do not panic if you do not get a web-based interview an hour after you submit your application. I know people that literally waited 2 months for their web-based interview and they got into the program. So it's not the end of the world, I promise. Now I say that knowing that you will have a heart attack every single day. But I promise you, you're not automatically excluded, you're not rejected because you don't get that web-based interview. You are only rejected if you get an email that says you are no longer in consideration. This is a little bit harder to get based on the keyword stage because there's not really much to base off of there. It is possible, like I said, if you say you cannot work holidays, you will be automatically no longer in consideration. However, other than that, it's really hard to get completely kicked out just in that initial application. So we're sitting here, we're in consideration. We got an email that says you've been invited to complete a web-based interview. You have 3 days to complete this. Great. I gave myself 30 minutes, I watched a show, calmed down my nerves so I wouldn't make any silly mistakes. Now, the best way to describe the web-based interview is a BuzzFeed quiz, except it's not, what Disney character are you? It's, are you a good employee? And it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, don't lie. Disney can tell when you're lying. They've been doing this for a long, long time. It's the 40th anniversary of the college program. It's the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. They have been doing this for forever. They know when someone's being disingenuous. With that being said, the questions aren't difficult. They're like, you rank them on a scale of like 1 to 5, or like the strongly agree, strongly disagree. And it's things like, I'm consistently late to work, strongly disagree. The catch is 10 questions down the line, they ask you, I am always on time to work. Well, you just answered, I strongly disagree that I am late to work. So that must mean you better strongly agree that you're on time to work. So it's just little things like that. It's not hard, which is why if you're being honest, you won't get caught up in those double answers. They're there to catch you if you're lying. The trickiest questions I found were the ones where they ask lots of questions about, working in teams and working individually. And as someone who likes working in teams and likes working individually, I was afraid that I was going to automatically contradict myself because I like both. However, after the 80-something question web-based interview, which really was not that bad, it sounds a lot scarier than it is, I got a message saying that I was a strong candidate. So basically, after you take the web-based interview, you will automatically find out what happens next. You will either get no longer in consideration, probably because you said you strongly agree with the fact that you are consistently late to work, or you'll be told you are a strong candidate and a recruiter will be looking over your application more thoroughly. The second one is what happened to me. As long as you don't panic and you think logically through these questions, it should happen for you as well. So that's it. In years past, there used to be a phone interview, and if you passed the web-based interview, you would be invited to schedule a phone interview. However, that doesn't exist anymore, which is kind of sad because I spent years preparing for a phone-based interview, and if you're watching this video, I'm assuming you have too. Well, phone-based interview doesn't exist anymore. You pass the web-based interview and a recruiter will look over your resume much more thoroughly than they had in that first step. So we're here in consideration. The fourth step of a Disney application is interview. However, I just said there is no phone interview. So the fifth and final step is offer. So you will either jump from in consideration to offer, or if you pass the web-based interview, there is still a chance you'll get no longer in consideration. That likely has nothing to do with you. It's more so what the company thinks it needs at that time. That's a big trend for the college program these last 2 application seasons, is it's not so much based on you, it's more so on what the company needs as they fill holes that were left by the pandemic. So don't take it personally. You can apply again next year. Not even next year, you can apply again the next time applications go live. I know it's gonna sting, I know it's gonna hurt, but it's not the end of the world. I say that as if it would not have been the end of my world. So I completely understand. But after the web-based interview, unfortunately, there's nothing left to do to sit and wait. So I had completed every step on that first day within 2 hours after submitting my application, which was great. But Disney had said, when you submit the application, you get, like the confirmation email and whatnot. They had said that final decisions, like if you haven't heard anything, you will hear something by December 10th. And my brain was like, oh my goodness, I just applied in September. That's a long time to wait. So I actually went back. I stalked recruiter Christy's Instagram. I don't know if you all are following her. I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you are. She's like the head of Disney College Program Recruitment. That's like not her official job title, but she posts everything on her Twitter. She posts when applications go live. She posts when they're doing offer waves. And I was following her specifically to see when they were doing offer waves, so I could like check my email. But I actually scrolled back to last year's applications because I wanted to see how long after applications went live that they did the first offer wave. And I saw that it was 2 days, and I was like, ooh, that's awful fast, but I'm really hoping that's it. So waited Wednesday, Thursday comes out, that's day 2, and a handful of kids did get their offers. There were a couple that day, but apparently it was not an official offer wave. It was a test of the system, just double checking. Some kids did get their offers, and it was literally 2 days after application. I submitted my application, I did my web-based interview, and my brain went, I didn't get an offer. That's the end. That's it. Oh no, I didn't get an offer on Thursday after I applied on Tuesday, even though I have all the way to December to hear something. Like 5 kids got an offer that day, but that's where my brain went, so I completely understand how you're feeling. Woke up on Friday. I actually had like a resume workshop thing Friday morning. So I went, I'm sitting in this lecture, and we get out on a break, and I look at my phone, and my TA friend has texted me, oh my goodness, did you see recruiter Christy's tweet? I didn't even open Twitter. I didn't even open that message because I saw I had an email from Disney, and I went, this is either the best email I've ever gotten in my life or the worst. And I opened it up, and it said, congratulations. And I just about died. And then I had to calmly compose myself and go back in to finish, class, and I had work that night. Point is, things will happen at their own pace. They sent out an offer. I got accepted on Friday after I applied on Tuesday. I don't even know that there's anything in particular that I necessarily did right, but I did my research. I had been preparing literally since senior year of high school, and I'm a good employee. I showed that I was a good employee and that I handled Disney Parks level responsibility before. I have no idea if this affected my application, but I uploaded and attached, after I submitted my application, I attached my resume, a personalized cover letter, and a letter of recommendation to my application. I have no idea if those were actually looked at. However, I thought maybe they might help my chances. Maybe they'll help yours. I honestly have no idea. Disney has been sending out about one offer wave a week since that first initial one on Friday, and they have been falling on Mondays or Fridays. Web-based interviews do not have waves because that's just kind of like how fast the computer processes through your application instead of, you know, a recruit. I mean, it's possible. Recruiters do look at your application from application to web-based interview. However, they don't look at them as intensely as they do from web-based interview to offer. That takes some more time. They're looking for holes in the company, and they're looking at your skills and your previous work history, and they're going, she's worked in theme park attractions before. We might have a hole there. With that being said, you don't get when you get that email, you don't know where you will get placed. That is another change with this new Disney College Program application. You don't get to indicate interest in roles in your application, but you have to indicate that you are open to everything. Which, it's Disney. I think working for the Walt Disney Company is more important than what you do for the Walt Disney Company. At least just to get your foot in the door, if that's your plan. So, you just get an email saying you've been accepted. Here's the next steps. You have to accept your offer. You have to pay your program fee, which I believe it was $425, which is not great. However, that pays for your housing for the first couple of weeks because housing gets deducted from your paychecks. And obviously for, the first week or two that you're there, you're not gonna have a paycheck. So that pays for your housing and just, like a general program fee, giving you access to all these incredible benefits of the Walt Disney Company. So it's not like a great price, but I think for what you're getting out of it, it's worth it, potentially. Obviously that's all up to you and how much you're willing to spend or, how much you really want to do this program. After you pay your program fee, you then have to, they have some new hire paperwork, not like all the new hire paperwork, but like some tax stuff, and you have to confirm your dates. So I was accepted for January 10th through June 30th, and the dates for the application, you got to say when you could start and when you could end, I believe were October 25th through like August 10th, 2022. Basically went from 2021 to 2022. They had a wide range of dates. I simply picked the ones that worked for me. You pick the ones that work for you. Your dates have no bearing in whether or not you will get hired. I know people that have been accepted for April. I know people that have been accepted for October. Your dates have no bearing. Don't stress about that. It's whatever works for you. So after you complete all those steps, congratulations. You have officially accepted your role as a Disney College Program intern, and you will be emailed more paperwork as they need it. I just got the email that I have to verify my COVID vaccination, because that's another thing. If you are going to be a Disney employee in any sense, you have to verify or become fully COVID vaccinated. I'd become vaccinated for college, so I just have to send them pictures of my vaccine card. Depending on when you start is when you will get more information. You will get housing information and role information like 2 to 3 weeks before your program starts. So just once again, sit and wait. But point is, the big sitting and waiting is over. Once you've been accepted, that's it. You get to breathe. And I'm so happy for you. So I hope that this video helped you guys in any way. If you have any questions, just comment them. You can message me on Instagram. Honestly, I promise you, you're overthinking it. I say that as I 10 out of 10 overthought it, but now having completed the process and accepted an offer, it really was not that complicated. I did not need to do as much stressing as I needed to. And I know that I'm only saying this because I've been accepted, but I promise you, it will be all right. It will happen for you when it is meant to happen for you. That's really all I can say. I'm wishing you all the best of luck. I'm sending all the pixie dust your way. I had so many people sending pixie dust my way, so I think it's only fair to send it to you. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comment bar down below. I promise I will answer as many as I can. Obviously, I'm not a Disney recruiter and I cannot speak to like the actual, qualifications or what they're searching for, but I kid you not, I have been researching this program since I was 7 years old, so I can help you, to the best of my ability. So feel free to reach out. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you will apply and get in. I hope I get to see and meet all of you while we're there. All right. Bye, guys. Good luck on your applications and sending pixie dust your way.